only buy the things you need. Okay, Okpeyemi, are you listening? Only buy the things you need, or only buy the things Brian needs. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Okpe Goddess and you're very much welcome. So today I'll be talking about something very, very important, and that's because I've realized in recent times that it's been raining babies. Guys, like, I had the baby 6 months ago. I mean, in my circle of friends, I've got lots of friends who also had babies at that time or around that time. Some are actually expecting their own baby as well, and it just feels like everyone is having a baby or babies at this time, which is, I mean, this is something awesome, something amazing. So I just thought this would be the perfect time to talk about this, because I know that a lot of people are also coming into the UK newly and they want to save as much as they can. Some are coming in pregnant, some are coming in not pregnant, but they're planning to get pregnant as soon as they come into the UK, and some are actually hoping they will get pregnant anytime soon. So I feel like this topic is actually very, very crucial at this point in time. But then I'm actually filming this video because it's been raining babies all around me in the last 6 months, and of course we thank God for that. It's the Lord's doing and it is marvelous in our sight. Anyways, today's topic will be all about how to save money on baby items in the UK. Guys, this is coming from me as a first-time mom, of course, but then this is like my own experience. This is something I've experienced, so this is not like a reported speech or something I read or something that people told me. This is something I've experienced or I'm still experiencing. So I have so much to share with you. You know, I picked up my journal and a pen and I started writing, you know, all the tips on how to save on baby items. By the time I got to like number 12, I had to just stop writing, because I mean there was just so much to write, so much to note down and all of that. So I've got so much to share, but let us just get into the video. Okay, so the first point on my list, I have a long list, guys, but the first one is saving. How do you save on baby items if you don't even have money? I mean, so even if you be getting these things, I mean, on discount or at a very cheap rate, you still need money to buy these things. So I feel like the first step is to even start saving. So before I had the baby, or before I even got pregnant, before we even knew that we're going to ever get pregnant, because we were praying to God and we knew that God would answer our prayers, but we didn't want to be caught unawares, so we started saving even when we didn't even have a clue of what we're doing. Like, we didn't even know when the baby would come, but we started saving a long time ago. And it's so funny because besides what my husband and I were saving at that time, what we're saving rather at that time, I was also saving personally. And I feel like the reason why I was very particular about my own personal savings is because I've had friends who had gone on maternity leave before me and they had shared their story, and they already told me, babe, maternity pay is just like peanuts. Like, you can barely pay your rent from your maternity leave, you can barely buy things for yourself. I remember Nanya, when she visited me, I think she was on maternity leave then, and I remember her saying, babe, especially if you need to look good and all of that, you can't do so much with your maternity pay. And I remember we talked about savings and all of that, but before then, before she even shared her own story with me, I had started saving. And that's because for my husband and I, saving is like a culture for us. It's like, I don't know, it's like an habit for us. Like, it's something we do. So we don't, even before expecting something to happen, we always have like backup funds. So please start saving as soon as you arrive in the UK, or as soon as you know you're pregnant, even before knowing you're pregnant. So just save. Like, saving should be like something we do. I mean, we don't have to wait till we're pregnant to start saving. I just save. It's like a lifestyle for my husband and I. We save for raining days, which is very important because things happen. You might get sick, and for me, even during my pregnancy, I was so sick that at some point I was only on sick pay. If you know the NHS pay structure, if you're on sick leave for so long, at some point you would start getting sick pay instead of your actual salary. So at some point I was being paid sick pay only. Anyways, that's not what this video is all about, but you get the point. Saving. is like very, very crucial. You need to just save. Saving is very crucial. So that's that. Second thing is to have a budget. So I remember, oh my god, I have so many memories in my head right now. So I remember my husband saying, okay babe, I know you already have a budget, or you've written down the things we need to buy for baby, can I have a look? I was so scared to give my husband the list because I had this long list, and I remember I made a total of everything I had written. So for everything I had written on that list, I also had like the price, or like the potential price. Like I just figured it out because I was doing a lot of research anyway. So I kind of had, at that time I had an idea of what those things will cost. For some of them, of course, I went online to check the price and all of that. So I had like a long list, and I think the total was about £2,000 or maybe £2,300. And I remember giving my husband the list, and I was like, why do we have to spend £2,300? I mean, outrightly, we'll keep buying things for baby because the baby will keep growing. So you still have to keep buying things for the baby. But I mean, even before the baby arrives, like, we would have spent like £2,300. So it was like, no, we need to review a lot of things. I remember both of us sitting down, and then we started crossing out some things. We started ticking some things, crossing some out, marking some. It was like an Excel spreadsheet. Like, we took it so seriously, and then we just had to do our checks and balances. I mean, we needed that, and then we arrived at a budget. So having a budget is very key. So you know that when you're spending too much, you need to check yourself. Or if you're going beyond your budget, you would know. And that's the essence of having a budget. Like if you don't have a budget, say for instance, you don't have a budget, by the time you start spending and buying things for the baby, you might have spent like £2,000 without even knowing, because you don't have a budget. But when you have a budget, say you've streamlined your budget to say £1,000, by the time you get to like 700, 800, you're already checking, we have like £300 left, we have like £200 left. We need to be very careful here. So having a budget would keep you in check, really, so you know that you're not supposed to overspend on your purchases. The next thing I want to talk about is very funny, and so okay, coming from Nigeria, now I do not want to generalize, because I mean, there are a lot of people in Nigeria who also do this, maybe based on their exposure and all of that. But then again, this is my first baby, so even though I knew about having a baby registry, it wasn't something that came naturally to me. It wasn't something I would normally want to do, because for me, it felt like I was asking people to buy things for my baby. It just felt absurd at first. And of course, I didn't announce my pregnancy anyways, because of the sickness and all of that. But then my colleagues, they knew I was pregnant, because I was can you even hide pregnancy from people you work with? So they actually knew I was pregnant, but then they knew that I was looking forward to have a baby anyway. So when I became pregnant, they knew that I was pregnant and they were so happy for me. So they were like, babe, you need to get on with this baby registry thing. I remember I was dragging because I just didn't want to have a baby registry. Like, because I felt I was asking people for money or asking people to buy things for my baby, and this is a baby that we planned for. It wasn't like an unplanned pregnancy. So, but I feel like it's that culture here. So whether you like it or not, you just have to do that. So I eventually succumbed, and I had to like create a baby registry on Amazon. My colleagues, they blew my mind. Guys, as soon as I sent them the link, they were just buying things on my baby registry. So yeah, they bought a lot of things for my registry. And looking back now, imagine if I was very shy. I was shy at first, but I had to just overcome that shyness. So imagine if I was too very adamant on not creating a baby registry, I would have lost that kind of favor that I got. I would have lost on that. So please create a baby registry, especially if you live abroad. It's like a norm for them, so don't feel bad like I was feeling. Create a baby registry and send the link to your friends, your colleagues, and all of that. I mean, you're not forcing them. If they want to, they will get something on your baby registry for you. So, and this is just something I do for people. As soon as you tell me you're pregnant, I'll just tell you, send me the link to your baby registry, and I buy right there and then. I don't even wait till the following day, because I'll forget. So please, another thing to do is just to create a baby registry. That would help you to, save on baby items, because friends, loved ones, colleagues will buy 1 or 2 things for you. So that would really help. Next one, I hope I don't get to step on toes, but I'm just trying to help people, okay? Buy from low-end brands. You don't necessarily have to buy from high-end brands. I know you guys like fancy things. I also like fancy things, especially for my baby. Who doesn't like fancy things? Who doesn't like expensive things? But don't forget that this baby will still need loads and loads of things as they grow. Like, they always need something. Babies always need something, or children will always need something. So you keep buying till they leave your house, to, I don't know, maybe till they get married or start working, till they become independent, really. So why are you like putting yourself under so much pressure? Buy from low-end brands. So for me, besides all the things we got from Amazon, my baby's clothing, we got them from you guys even know me already now. I'm a Primark girl. Like, I'm never ashamed to say it. So we got a lot. In fact, the day we went to Primark, I can never forget. I think I was about maybe 28 weeks pregnant. I can't even remember. Maybe 28 or even 30 weeks pregnant. The day we went to Primark, we spent about £150, like, or even 200. I think we spent over 200, maybe about £200 just on baby clothing, because we got majority of his clothing from Primark. So we did Primark. In fact, it was even very much later that we did a bit of shopping from George, clothing of course from George, and a bit from Tesco, Fred and Flo. I particularly like that brand, Fred and Flo. I love their clothing, and even till date we still buy a lot of clothing for Brian from Fred and Flo, but you get them in Tesco. So yes, don't be under so much pressure to buy from H&M, ASOS, Zara and all of that. Like, those brands are good, don't get me wrong, but if you want to save, buy from low-end brands. If you go to Primark, you buy and buy and buy. You buy until you collapse. And the things you will get, like the day we shopped and we spent about £200. If I had gone to like an high-end brand, maybe we would have just gone with a few pieces of clothing, but we had like 2 bags of clothing, and of course bed sheets, all of those things. We got a lot actually. So yeah, do high-end brands, do low-end brands. You don't have to do high-end brands, okay guys? Another thing with doing low-end brands, this is another personal experience. So on the naming ceremony, the day that Brian was named, so of course people, friends and a few friends from church and my own friends, so a few of them came around. And I remember one of my sisters here in Manchester. By the way, we moved to Manchester. So because I know a lot of you know that we used to live in Essex. Yeah, I'll make a video for that separately. So she visited and she gave us some Mamia, diapers. So the brand was Mamia, maybe about 2 or 3 packs, I can't even remember. And then she also gave us wipes from the same brand, Mamia. So we just dumped it in Brian's room because we had bought loads of Pampers. So guys, I'll be arriving at a point, okay? So when we exhausted that set of Pampers that were bought, I think we're even just rearranging Brian's room, and we're like, Sister Wumi actually brought this brand Mamia, like let's even try it. So I remember trying it that day, and I just told my husband, like, wait, I really like this particular brand. And then I was telling my husband that I feel it would be more expensive than Pampers. I was just innocent. I was like, I love it so much. I love the texture. I love the smell. At that point, I loved everything about it. And I was like, I have a feeling it will be more expensive than Pampers and all of that. So I remember the next time my husband was going for shopping. Yeah, I was going to shop. So I remember telling him, please check Mamia when you get to Tesco or Asda or Howdy, please just check for Mamia and let me know the price and all of that. So he checked. At that time, we still had enough Mamia, that that particular one that that friend gave us. So I remember him getting to Aldi, and then he rang and said, babe, no. Am I saying the correct thing? And I said, what? And he said, Mamia cost maybe £2.85 or something for a pack. I was like, no way, there is no way, because the Pampers we were buying a pack for maybe £7 or £8, or even almost £9. I can't even. I think it was about £8 for a pack. So he said £2.85. I said no way, that this brand has to be more expensive than Pampers, because I just loved everything about it. I was thinking it was going to be expensive. Guys, that was the day we stopped using Pampers, because who am I trying to impress? We're not trying to impress anybody. As long as the baby doesn't react to that brand, buy from a cheap brand. That was the day we stopped using Pampers. That is one thing that I'm grateful to God that we realized, because if that sister had not given us that brand, we wouldn't have known. We would have still continued buying. I'm not trying to say don't buy from Pampers, but you get the point. Brian has been using Mamiya ever since then. He's never had a rash. Even today, Brian has never had a rash. I feel like we are always on top of our game as regards changing him on time. He doesn't stay in a dirty or wet diaper for long. So he's never even had diaper rash, even up till today. But you guys get the whole point. So we're using that brand. Now, when it got to wipes, because we'll be using water wipes, we still stuck to water wipes for a very long time. Then there was a day I was like, you know what, let's just try this Mamiya, or let's try this Mamiya. But because I've read that babies react to this, they react to that and all of that. We tried it, and Brian did not react to Mamiya wipes. So now we use both diaper and the wipes. And in fact, a pack of that wipe costs maybe 75p. Guys, 75p, less than a pound. So why are you stressing yourself? Go for cheap brands, go for low-end brands. And if you even start with those low-end brands for your baby, the possibility of them reacting to that brand is even slimmer, because you've not exposed them to any other brand before that particular one. I don't know if you get the whole point. So don't put yourself under any pressure to wear Pampers, or to buy Pampers or buy all those other high-end brands. Okay, so next point is to ask friends and family for help. Don't be too shy. This particular one, I know I did not do this because guys, we're prepared for this baby. Like, it wasn't like an accidental pregnancy or an unplanned pregnancy. Like, we planned for it, we waited for it. So this case, in our own case, like, I did not have to ask friends and family for financial support. Glory to God, hallelujah. But if you need to, please don't be shy. Now, even though I didn't need financial support, at some point I remember on Brian's naming, his godmother had to come over, who is my sister from another mother. She had to come over she was there for I think 48 hours, because I just needed that help during the naming ceremony. So you may not even need financial help from family and friend. It may be physical, it may be moral support, it may be emotional support. You need all forms of support. So please ask family and friends for support. And if you need them to give you money, don't be shy. They may say no, but at least you've asked. So don't be too shy to ask family and friends for financial support, or even if you're not asking for money, if they can buy few things for the baby. So that's that. The next tip, or the next point, is thrifting. Don't be too shy to buy second-hand items for your baby. So let me break it down. Like I said, for every of these points, I would actually bring it home, like share my own experience. So second-hand items are not like totally bad. So for clothing, we knew that we're not going to do second-hand for clothing. Like, no, I can't do that. But if you have to do that, in fact, like when you've been searching for something for so long online, they start like advertising those things to you. Recently, I even found that in our neighborhood, like, there's like a charity place for all things baby, from baby clothing to baby toys, baby gadgets, anything, you find it. And I think they're even free, yeah. And they've been washed, they've been cleaned, they've been sterilized if need be. Do you get the whole point? And all of that. So if you are in a fix and you need it, every council actually has something like that, or every community, wherever you live, just go on Google, type it, free items for baby, you would find, or charity items for baby, something like that. You would always find something close to where you live, something nearby. So don't be afraid to do second hand. So like I was saying, for our baby, we didn't do second-hand clothing because we could afford to buy brand new. Now I must mention that we actually did some second-hand items, and I will mention. So when we wanted to get the travel system is like a 3-in-1 thing, like for pram. So it comes as a set. You have the car seat, the pram, and the buggy. So buggy or push chair, it means the same thing, or even stroller, but you guys get the whole point. So it comes as a travel, they call it travel system. So the particular brand I wanted to buy, I was checking online, I was seeing £1,000, £800. I had like a list of brands I wanted. £700, 600. I think the list I even saw was like £400. And I was like, oh my god, 400. Now there was one particular one that I would have even gone for, but it was still like £400 or £500. I was like, no, there's no way we'll spend this much on that. But we're even ready. So we're like, you know what, this travel system will be like the last thing we'll buy for the baby. Like when I'm like maybe like 36 weeks or something, like when I'm like very close to delivery, we wanted to buy the most important things first. What the travel system is still important because you can't even bring your baby home without a casket anyways. So, but you guys get the point. And then I was maybe about 37 weeks or even less than that, 30 something week. I can't remember, 30 something weeks, yeah. So, and I was just going through Facebook Marketplace. At that point, we had made up our mind we would just order from Amazon, like we just £400, right? No, I was just going through, because I mean I check a lot of things from Facebook Marketplace, and then I found this travel system. Especially what even caught my attention was the fact that it was like that, it was particularly that brand I was eyeing on Amazon, and it was close to new. You know the way they write on Facebook Marketplace, like is it like what do they write? Is it good as new or close to new or something, or used as new, something like that? Anyways, and it was for maybe £120, guys. As soon as I saw it, I remember messaging the seller, and of course it was living nearby. I remember ringing my husband, and then I sent him the postcode, just told him when he leaves work he should just drive down to that place and collect the stuff. I remember him getting there and he called me like, this is even like brand new, it doesn't even look like used. So apparently maybe the family just used it for like a month or even less than a month, but they got another one as a gift, something in that line. I can't remember the story. Anyways, that's how we bought a travel system worth like £500 for, I think, £110, something like that. So go to Facebook Marketplace, you get a lot of things from Facebook Marketplace. So if you can buy second-hand things, please buy them. They are very cheap, they are affordable. So why are you stressing? For clothing, I understand that you may not want to buy clothing from charity stores and all of that, but don't forget these things are already washed, they're sterilized and all of that. But we didn't do clothing from charity store. It was only the travel system that we got from Facebook Marketplace, but that saved us a lot of money. So look into that. Next thing on my list is to buy during sales. So I know that some months in the year in the UK you would always find sales. So I know that every November on Amazon you will get like, is it Black Friday sales? Yeah, Black Friday sales. And Boxing Day sales. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember earlier. So Boxing Day sales too, and of course even brands do sales from time to time. So look out for brands doing sales. Buy, during their sales, you would be able to save quite a lot of money if you buy during sales as against buying during peak time. So the next point is buying multi-use items, if that is the best way to put it, or let me say items that can serve multiple purposes. So for instance, I'm trying to cite an example. You want to buy, say, a Moses basket for your baby. Don't forget, a Moses basket is always like very small anyways, very compact, very portable and small, which babies outgrow very quickly anyways. But anyways, that's not the purpose of this video. So you want to buy, say, a Moses basket. You also want to buy a baby lounger for babies to maybe play or maybe even sleep during the day. Why not just buy a baby basket that can serve as a lounger? Say during the day, just bring the basket into the living room during the day, and then at night you take the basket into the room. So buy items that can actually serve like dual purpose or even multiple purposes. If you can do 3 or 4 things, if that item can do 3 or 4 things, I mean, why not? So I just personally believe that you can save money by buying items that can serve several purposes. So yeah, that's that. The next thing I actually noted is starting to buy as soon as you realize you're pregnant. So do not wait up until that time that you're close to your delivery, because you will be overwhelmed, guys. And then because as a first time mom, at some point I felt like I wasn't done with my shopping, even though I was done buying, but I felt like there was still something missing. There was still something I had not bought, but then I had bought everything. but I had enough time to even buy the things that I missed earlier. So there were some things I thought I had bought, but I didn't buy them, or I thought someone had actually bought on my baby registry. But because I had enough time, because by the time I was 32 weeks, we started arranging Brian's room, even though he doesn't sleep in the room. But I mean, we started like arranging his room, so we were able to pick the things we had not bought, and then we were able to buy those things. But if we were rushing, if I had waited till maybe close to my delivery, would have missed out on a lot of things. So start buying as early as possible. And this particular tip is just helpful for every area of your life. This will help you too in shopping for your baby. Start buying today. If it is 4 packs of Pampers or let me not mention the brand. If it is 4 packs of diaper that you want to buy it. If it is a pack of bib that you want to buy it. Whatever, just start buying as soon as you realize you're pregnant. As soon as you know your EDD, just start buying. Don't wait till the last minute before shopping for your baby. I have like 2 more tips to go. Okay, the next tip on my list is that you should keep items for your next baby. So or if you have items you've used for your last baby, reuse those items. I mean, if I'll be having another baby, whether girl or boy, that baby will wear Brian's clothes too. Even if the baby is a girl, you will wear Brian's clothes. I can't just discard all these clothes because we've spent so much money buying clothes for this boy. So even if I have a girl next, God knows that girl will wear Brian's clothes. So if you have clothing from your previous baby or babies, let this new baby wear those clothes. Why are you stressing yourself? Who actually looks at babies? Babies are always cute, so that is the whole point. If a baby wears Prada or baby wears one low-end brand, a baby would always look cute. I don't know what it is about babies. They're always looking so cute. Maybe because they're innocent. So even if you wear one, I don't know, I don't want to say not rag, but you get my point. Even if you wear second-hand clothing for your baby, that baby will still look cute. So please, if you have clothing or items generally that you've used for previous babies, please use them for this particular baby. Why are you stressing yourself? Like for me, we have everything I will need for my next baby. God knows, like nothing else. So please just use the previously owned items you have at home. Okay, so this will be my last point, or maybe second to the last point, and it is the fact that some companies actually give freebies. So if you're registered, as soon as you get pregnant, or as soon as you find out that you're pregnant and you get registered under the NHS, you will get a bounty pack. I think I got one during pregnancy, but I know I definitely got one after delivery, which is the newborn pack. So Bounty is like a company, I think, that is affiliated to Jesus, how would I say it? Kind of affiliated to the maternity department of the NHS. I don't know how best to put this, but as soon as you're pregnant and as soon as you start attending your appointments, you'll be given like a leaflet to say how to register with Bounty and all of that, and you get freebies. I got a few diapers. Of course, they're not so much, maybe like 10 diapers in that pack. I can't remember the exact amount, but you get freebies here and there from Bounty. Bounty is a known brand. Just go online, type Bounty. They give a lot of freebies when you're pregnant and even after delivery. So please maximize the opportunity. I also know there are other companies behind Bounty that actually give freebies to the NHS to help them share with pregnant women and all of that. So that's that. And finally, what I would just say is, don't put yourself under any pressure. You're not trying to impress anybody. Your baby is cute, regardless whether the baby is in a second-hand car seat, second-hand buggy, second-hand romper, whatever. That baby is a blessing, and just accept that blessing. And just know that even though you're trying to cut costs, you're trying to save money, it is just the phase and it will pass, and the baby will keep growing regardless of whatever. So I feel like the most important thing for a baby is being well fed. As long as the baby is well fed, well clothed, for warmth, there's really nothing to stress about. I believe I've helped 1 or 2 people who are pregnant, Yeah, or who are planning to get pregnant, don't stress, okay? Everything will be fine as long as you stay, within your budget. You should be fine. If there are other tips, mothers, please drop those tips. Even if you don't live in the UK, I believe these tips will be applicable for anybody, regardless of where you live or where you where you reside. Regardless, you'll find this video very helpful. So if you're a mom and you were on a strict budget when you were buying things for your baby, let me know in the comment section. How did you go about it? How did you avoid overbuying like I do sometimes? How did you avoid that, and how were you able to stick to your budget? How were you able to save on baby items? Let me know in the comment section, because I really want people to learn from this. I'll be putting out a lot of motherhood related videos based on my experience so far. I've been a mom for 6 months, so I've got a lot to say. I mean, from my experience in the last 6 months. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. Have you subscribed? Please do subscribe, okay? Click on the notification bell so you'll always be notified when I put up videos on my channel. And like the video. It will help with the algorithm, really. So please like the video, and I'll see you in my next video.